Hey folks, this is the last review you might see today. Wanted to do a few reviews that three films that my friend Good Guy on here Dustin sent me. Search Tree Man 1 and 2, which I did reviews and I didn't like them at all. And now Dawn of the Mummy, which I think because I did this terror trailer scene with my friend Mike, I mentioned, okay, a little bit of a gory mummy movie, I'd give it a look. So he sent this to me, which, weirdly enough, this has a commentary on it. And to be honest, I probably like the commentary more than the movie. Yeah, I didn't care for this movie at all, Dawn of the Mummy. I... It's weird, this is such a movie no one knows about, but it has a commentary track, it has artwork on the disc, and it has one of these things in it too. But yeah, I didn't care for this film. This will be a rant as well, because this is a shitty film. But at the same time, I like these more than Search Tree Man films. I don't even think it's really the film. It's just I was just more interested in the commentary, just the makings of low budget filmmaking, and it's a guy Frank Agrama who you talk about filmmaking in Egypt and how it is over there. So I'm glad I had this DVD for the commentary because that stuff kind of interests me. The film itself, though, I will say, good point. I don't mind the music. I don't mind the score. I think the score is pretty decent. But this film is very dull. Which funny is this cover? The mummy doesn't look like that. This guy is never in the film. I don't remember seeing this guy at all. So I don't know who this guy is on the cover. Now, of course, came out in 1981, and Dawn of the Mummy, is because of Dawn of the Dead. Frank Agrama, this film was shot in Egypt, around Cairo. You have one little scene in New York, but most of it was shot in Egypt. So right, you see real pyramids and shit, and this film is just deathly dull. It's deathly dull. Because the mummy doesn't do anything. Well, he doesn't even rise up. This is an hour and 37-minute movie. The mummy itself doesn't rise up until 40 minutes into the fucking movie! That's right. The mummy for Dawn the Mummy doesn't rise up until 40 minutes into the fucking movie. So what happens in those first 40 minutes then? Well, you have a little bit of backstory where these guys on horseback take these other people, and Saphira Man, which is a fucking laughable name, but our main mummy guy is Saphira Man. Saphira Man. And I guess it was a teen or whatever that died, and they put him in a sarcophagus, and pretty much this kind of that right there. And they have a bunch of slaves there and saying, you will die with him in this tomb, and 6 people stay there to die, and this woman puts a curse that if anyone disturbs it, then he will rise up, and then you guys will rise up, and then they put poison in the air when they leave, so that and by the way, the 6 people put their head down on the sarcophagus. The reason I mention that is funny for a number of reasons. First off, there's only 6 of them. But then when you get to the end of the movie, it's like double that. I'm like, there's 6 of them. There was only 6 of them. With the main mummy, that'd be 7. And there's like at least 13 or 14. Where did these... Also, what's funny is these people put their head down and stay there on top of the sarcophagus. So you would think the poison, that's where they would die, right? No. When they rise up, they're outside in the sand. Why are they outside like hundreds and hundreds of feet away when they died right there on top of the fucking sarcophagus like this? They died right there from the poison, because you see the poison, but they're like hundreds of feet away under the sand. Osmosis? Teleportation? Teleporting zombies? Mummies? But I was curious about this because I'm like, okay, there's not too many gory mummy movies. Because really, the mummies are zombies. It's just, Egypt, and they put bandages on them. It's a dead man that comes back. I mean, talk about curses. Well, look at zombies, voodoo, curses. It's not them. I mean, I know there's one. Okay, for mummy movies, I know there's the Boris Karloff and the sequels that came out after that. There's the Mummy with Brendan Fraser, which I liked, which had the Mummy Returns, which is there. The third film, which I didn't care for, not too much. I'm not counting the Scorpion King stuff because they don't deal with mummies. It's a spinoff, but I'm not counting them. You had one, I think, Talos the Mummy. The one with Jason Scott Lee, I remember hating it because it had a really shitty downbeat ending that didn't need. Uh, remember also being really crappy in a low budget sense. With the one with Jason Scott Lee, I think that might be the one with Louis Gossett Jr. If not, that's another one. Might be a Bram Stoker one or something. I can't remember. There's not. And of course, the scene in Waxwork with, you know, that's the best gory zombie. He said segment in Waxwork, and of course, the Mummy and the Monster Squad. But anyway, it cuts to present time, and these three guys, tomb robbers, they blow a hole into the tomb. It's like, no. I love like one of the guys. I swear he's like in New York or something. It's in the no, he's like from Boston. It's in the air. It's perfectly scientific. Like I swear that's how he talks. It's in the air. It's there's poison in this. It's perfectly scientific. It's perfectly, not perfectly, perfectly. I don't know if that's Boston. I don't know what accent do you have, dude. He's an American, but I don't know what accent he fucking has. Then this old woman warns them, like, whatever. So the woman gets to other guys, and the other guy's like, okay. The other guys go in. Of course, there's poison in the air, so you see a little bit of their faces fucked up, which isn't much. And then that's when the title shoots in about 8 minutes into the movie. And then you have the only scenes in New York where there's like this upbeat saxophone and song, and I'm like, I don't mind the song, but it seems like it's for a different movie. Or should be in a different movie, like some action movie or something. But it's like this upbeat saxophone song. It's like should be like an action film starring Whoopi Goldberg or something that this song should be in. But the whole plan is there's gonna be this fashion shoot in Egypt. So they go there, and despite all this other shit happens, which they could leave. Like for example, they go in a place in the desert and they find a head. At this time, the three original robbers, once the poison is filtered out, they go in to look into the tomb. They open it. And nearby, the fashion shoot is happening. And one of those three robbers stupidly shoots at them, and even the other guy tells him, "You're a fucking idiot." He didn't say that, but you're an idiot. What are you doing? Hey, I'm sorry, my friend shot at you. And they go up, what's going on? Oh, wow, there's a tomb here. Hey, let's have a fashion shoot in the tomb. And they do. And it's like all this time, so blowing up the hole didn't wake up the mummy. And opening the lid didn't wake up the mummy. What's wake up the mummy is the fucking lights that are on the mummy from the fashion shoot. Even that, it took like a fucking day or something for the mummy to wake up. God, by that time, that someone could have come into pieces and made them into cat food or something. I mean, Jesus Christ. I guess the lights are what's waking them up. I guess. And I say I guess because uh, this girl's hand burns because she tipped something over and they leave for a bit. One of those three robbers comes back and finds the gold in the mummy, and it looks like a blue candy cane. It's like a cane is either gold or blue. The gold and blue. Again, it's like a fucking gold blue candy cane. And then his death scene is so stupid and lame. Literally, one of those doors, they come down and they boop bop him on the head. Now the door's coming down on him, and I go, oh shit, this is a R-rated. It says rated R, but this is the only cut of the film. unless like a BBC thing, which cut even more out. But I'm like, oh, maybe it'll cut him in half. Okay, it'll come in half. The door's coming. No, the door, I just touches him, and then it goes back up. And I'm like, are we supposed to believe it crushed him, even though we looked at the body and there's nothing wrong? There's no blood or anything? He just dragged away. Now, who the fuck dragged him? I guess the mummy? So I guess the mummy dragged him and then went back in and slept again? For some reason, the mummy just dragged him, and then I just went back in his coffin and slept. And I'm like... And then the fashion photographers come back and shoot again. And it moves a little bit. I'm like, is he going to fucking do something? Yes, he wakes up 40 minutes into the movie. That's half of this movie. Right there. And then these fashion photographers, they find a horse dead. Now, I will say these two people, which are actually two of the people that survive, a guy named Darren and a girl named Jenny, they get the right idea. They're like, let's get out of here. You know, a horse is dead. You found a fucking head. But no, I think George Peck is the guy who leads the photography shoot. He's like, no, we need a few more days to shoot more. That old woman that warned those tomb robbers at the beginning, the mummy chokes a bitch because he chokes her out. The other mummies come out, and I'm like, again, why the fuck are these mummies outside hundreds and hundreds of feet away in the desert when they died in there? And again, it's like two death scenes. One, a guy just bonked on the head with no blood. The second, the mummy chokes a bitch. And this is a fucking supposed to be a gory movie. What the fuck is going on? Then some of them do decide to go back in this little town. The second of the three robbers gets killed, where there's the mummy, and it puts like a meat cleaver to his head, which is funny. When it cuts to the guy up close, you can tell it's like a paper mache head that the meat cleaver goes in, and then it cuts to the guy wearing the prosthetic thing. But you tell like the up close is obviously like a paper mache head. But I'm like, okay, at least it's something. It's not good, but at least it's something. Some kind of gore. Something happening. Something. And then one of the fashion shoot models gets bit in the neck, and it's a little bit too dark to see. Like, this right here is brighter than the actual movie. Like, the movie's not this bright. Like, you see like a zombie there. That's the scene I'm talking about where the girl's neck gets bit, and you have this... It's a mummy, but I'll call him a zombie. That's not lit like the movie is. So you don't see the... I see the mummy, the zombie's face better in this picture than in the movie. Because the movie's a lot darker. Which is funny. And it is funny. Because I don't see his face, but here I do see his face more here than in the movie. And she just pulled into the sand and dies. Then the final tomb robber finds this room that's the treasure, and he gets choked to death. And the main photographer guy finds it as well. He's getting some gold, and a paper mache head falls in his arms. And then that's when finally the mummy zombies are kicking in like the last 20 minutes of the film. Well, that main photographer guy just choked, and you see he's been burned. They're pulling guts out. The girl with the burned hand, she gets eaten. Then the sort of our lead girl, the black girl, and Gary. Well, he's in town. Those two girls head out back into town. There's this wedding in town, and there's an attack, and folks are getting bit and eaten. And this is where I'm like, you see like guts being pulled out and a little bit of stuff. But again, if you've seen one Italian zombie movie, you've seen this stuff before. You just do yourself a favor to watch Lucio Fulci Zombie, or any amount of Lucio Fulci or any amount of other Italian zombie movies. This is what it's really trying to be, like an Italian zombie movie, only it's Egypt. And it fails because it's too dull and too boring. And then, again, stupid stuff. Like, weren't there only 6 of them? But then it seems like there's a dozen of these things. And then what's weird is all these zombies, they disappear. You're asking, what do you mean? Once they attack all the villagers stuff, then in the entire street is just the 2 girls and this one guy who's helping them. They went to the shack to get some explosives. The one guy gets killed. They run off, and then they meet a guy who had they had known earlier, who had like driven them back and forth to the place. The 3 of them. It is only the 3 of them, and 2 of the girls are kind of trying to throw dynamite at the mummy, and they're missing. I don't know how the fuck you miss a slow-moving mummy, but they do. And there's like no one else in the street. I'm like, where's the other mummy zombies? Where are they? I don't know. They disappeared into thin air. They flew away in a spaceship. I don't know what the fuck happened to them. Because it's just now those 3 and the main mummy. Then they lead into a shack. They blow up the shack. And like, yay! And I'm like, what about the other zombies? And then Gary pops out finally, and it's him, the lead girl, the black girl, and the guy that was helping them. The 4 of them walk off like, yay! And then, of course, the main mummy rises his hand out of the fire. Movie ends. And I'm like, well, where's the other 6, 7, 12 fucking zombies that disappeared? What happened to them? And you're celebrating, yay! And then, of course, they didn't kill the mummy to lead for a sequel that never happened. And I'm like, this movie was incredibly dull, incredibly boring. Acting wasn't much. The mummy makeup wasn't even much, to be honest. Uh, the gore, you only see in like the last third act, and even then it's there. But if you've seen one Italian zombie movie, you've seen them all. And House by the Cemetery, or what the fuck, City of Living Dead. I didn't say City of Living Dead is better than this movie. A lot of there's just so many other movies you can get instead of a deathly. This movie moves as slow as the fucking Mummy in its title, and a sequel bait ending. Uh, Shit that doesn't make sense, like I mentioned. You have 6 people that give their lives, but then they're outside. But then, these people, it's like dead horses and a head, a, a head. I'm sorry, if I go somewhere and I find a fucking head and my horse has been eaten to shit, I would leave and not come back. And deathly dull, and all I can say is I like the music, the score was decent, and the commentary was decent. The audio commentary, that's it. This film didn't deserve this. Nothing. I think the one guy who's doing the moderator, I think he's a liar. I don't think there is a fan base of this movie. There is no fan base of this movie. There is none. It's just, hey, it's one of the only mummy movies that tried to be an Italian zombie movie. I guess that's his claim to fame, but even then, I would rather watch this than Circuitry Man 1 and 2. Just because I like the music and I'll just listen to the commentary. That's really what it is. If I ever watch this again, I'll just listen to the commentary. But yeah, this movie, everything I said, that's what happens in the movie, folks. So I don't know what else to say, but anyway, thanks to Dustin for sending me these. At least this one I was curious about. I did mention on that Terror Trailers when I was doing commentary with my friend Mike. I was curious about it, so I did see it. It's not that good, but I did see it at least. So I thank Dustin for that. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.